25. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's episode down below. Hold on. Yeah, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. What y'all think? Do y'all think the witness that they've been talking about, they could possibly contradict Drew's statement or whatever, is going to be Martin? I think that's the first thing I wanted to say. The first thing I wanted to say was that Martin is going to be the witness that's going to testify, because it look like Stella's going to be talking to Alexis and she's going to be saying that by their definition is, fraud or whatever. So apparently she did do something, y'all. But hey, how you doing today? The second thing I wanted to say was I told y'all it was going to be that doggone cream. I told y'all it was going to be that cream. I said, now, was he trying to take her up out of there or what? I want to know, was he trying to take her up out of there because she was trying to go to the police, or was he trying to set it up like Sonny was the one who did it because he found out that she was trying to go to the police? I said, if he does go with that little situation, do y'all think that they would believe that Sonny did it? I mean, so far we've seen them do stuff like this all the time. Excuse me. But yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, I thought they was about to let her die. I thought they was going to let her die. But they say, I hope Maxie pulls through. She'll probably be in the coma for a couple of months. They've been saying that she doesn't come back, that she's supposed to leave the show, and that she's supposed to come back in December. But yeah, I was like, wait a minute now, because don't they normally, when they trying to do the little, what's it called? When they trying to revive you and stuff, and they don't respond in a timely manner, don't they supposed to call, time of death or something like that? But yeah, I was waiting. I was like, wait a minute now. I was like, is they about to have her pass away? But yeah, Sitwell done did something to that doggone cream. Now, why he did it, I don't know. I'm assuming either he was trying to set Sonny up like he did it, or either he was trying to make sure she doesn't go to the police. But yeah, I was like, But yeah, that's where we're going to start Maxie. So Maxie, she passed out. They were saying that she was having a heart attack. They ended up getting her to the hospital. Brooklyn ended up calling Spinelli. She tried to call Felicia, but she didn't answer. She ends up calling Lulu as well. I was waiting on Lulu to tell Nina or whatever. But Carly done pushed her in the doggone pool. I thought, that's what you get, girl. She tried to charge at her. And then she says, whoop. It's like, whoop. And then she fell in the pool. Then she talking about something she could have, what she said, you could have broke her neck or broke son, she said, but she the one charged to her. She the one charged to her, and Gio just back there. He offered her a towel. He offered her a towel. She wouldn't take it. Hold on. Yeah, he offered her a towel. Okay, well, Lulu and Carly were just talking about Aubrey, the fact that she knew that Lulu put her up to kicking her out the hotel. What else was they talking about? I think they was talking about whether or not, she should actually allow Liesl to be around her child. And then Carly ends up seeing Nina, and that's when she went over there to confront her. And I was like, why she confronted her? I forgot she hadn't confronted her about the whole her sleeping with Drew thing. So they got to arguing about that. She was confronting her, saying she could have put a stop to all this or whatever. It's her fault. It's her fault. And they was just arguing back and forth about the same thing. And Nina was telling her, it wasn't an affair. It wasn't an affair. And I said, I had to agree. It wasn't an affair. Why they keep saying it? But yeah, they was just arguing. She was telling her that she could have said something and stopped her daughter. She truly cared, because any mother would have done the same. And then they was arguing about that, and they was going back and forth. She got mad, and she started to charge to her. And then that's when Carly pushed her in the pool. Well, I ain't gonna say she pushed in the pool, because technically she fell. Technically she fell because she tried to charge at her or whatever. What she said? Did she say shut up? Oh no, she pushed her not, y'all. Did she push her? But regardless, they went back to the scene, and she was getting out the pool. Gio tried to offer her a towel. But before that, I think Gio was talking to Lulu, and he was offering or asking if he should go, intervene or whatever. And she was like, no, she don't think he should get involved. And then Carly ends up saying how her and Willow would never be able to see the kids. And I said, here you go again. Here you go again. I think that Willow, once again, if she hadn't went messing with Daisy, she would have been able to see the kids. Because even on today's episode, Sonny was asking Michael why, he doesn't want to see the kid, want Willow to see the kids. Even Diane was saying the same thing. That's when he ends up saying, he thinks that she's responsible for taking Daisy and everything. What else? Let's see. Diane wanted to know about the assault. He ends up telling them everything, and that's when she wanted to know, was there any witnesses? She wanted to know, was there any... Hold on, y'all. She wanted to know, was there any witnesses that could vouch for him or say that they seen him approaching Wiley or whatever. And I was like, the only person I would think of is Martin, because, the whole insurance thing. And even because otherwise he wouldn't be able to say nothing, would he? I don't think he would have, because he is a lawyer. But yeah, after he don't sit up there and snitch, on Stella and she in trouble, I was like, he ain't gonna vouch for you now, buddy. He ain't gonna vouch for you now. But yeah, what else? I already said how they was talking about Willow or whatever, and why she can't see the kids. And then that's when That's when he told them about, her taking Daisy and everything. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get my niece. Okay, y'all. What else we gonna talk about? Let's see. Sassy, I don't know what it. You threw your homework away? Oh, okay. You want me to make it enough? All right. Hold on. Okay, y'all, let me see where we stopped at. I already said Diane wanted to know about the salt, and that's when Michael ended up telling her everything. Drew done took his tail to the doggone hospital, y'all. He done took his tail to the hospital. I said, I know doggone well. I said, dude, he ain't even hit you that hard. I said, you do got a bruise, but at the same time, you okay. I said, you okay. Hold on. I'm about to give you a piece of paper so you can draw. Here you go. Draw with that. Draw me a picture. They showed him at the hospital talking to Elizabeth, and I said, dude, really? I said, dude, he done took his deal to the hospital. I said, he want to get that document, and that's what he told Elizabeth. He ends up telling her about Michael and how he want to help Willow and all this other stuff. And she was trying to stall and not do it or whatever, but he kept on talking about bringing the hospital on charges and stuff like that. And I said, you low down thing, you. I said, you low down. What else happened? Let me see. 88 attorney ends up going to Anna saying that she wants to open up an investigation into Drew, and she wanted proof. She wanted proof. She was asking her why. She was like, I can't tell you, at least not right now, or whatever. And I said, you better not tell her. You better not tell her. Let me see what else. Let's see. Hold on, wait. Wait a minute, girl. On the girl. Why are you here? No, I do my hand in a minute. 88 Turner, let me see. 88 Turner wanted Anna to open up an investigation into Drew. Carly ends up confronting Nina. Girl. Carly ended up confronting Nina about her and Drew. Said she could have prevented all of it. Josh and Vaughn end up kissing. Britt ends up asking Jason what he's doing there or whatever. And I was like, I wanted to know, at the end of the episode where they showed Britt calling whoever she called. I'm assuming she called that Pascal dude or whatever that dude's name is. And I was like, Jason better watch his back. At first, when he went outside, I was like, he better watch his back. I said, they probably watched him because remember when they was standing up there? Remember when they was standing up there and everything and they was looking at each other? I was like, dude, he gonna put two and two together. But they showed him sitting on the couch when Josh is looking around the corner. Hold on, let me get her these blocks. Build me something. There you go, girl. Thank you. You're welcome, sugar pie. Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna stop being bad. You gonna stop being bad? Yes. Yeah, I doubt that. Where I think I skipped the part. Did I say Josh and Vaughn ain't no kissing? They were still in the shower and everything like that. Bree ends up asking Jason what he's doing there. Build me a tower. And they was going back and forth, and she wanted to know why. I'm right here. She wanted to know why he faked his death or he didn't say anything and stuff like that. And he was asking her the same thing. She wanted to tell him. He ends up telling what happened, and she got mad. It said orientation is locked. Hold on, y'all. She got mad because, of Carly. I said she still feels some type of way about Carly, y'all. What that said? I think I already read that part. Yeah, what else? They said that Maxie may have had a heart attack. Josh and Vaughn over here, they end up, I gotta whisper, y'all. They end up sleeping together. What else happened? Let me see. Britt ends up saying how she could never go home. Yeah, I'm right here waiting on you. Go on, build me something. Let me hurry up, y'all. She gonna come back in a few seconds. Let me see. Where did I stop it? Britt says she can never go home or back to Paris because she can't risk somebody seeing her. That's when Jason was questioning her about why not. And he was just saying, are you in danger or whatever? I could get you up out of here. I said, he can't get you up out of here. And she was like, no, she want to be there. That's why, she hasn't made contact and stuff like that. But I said, I don't even think she realized that she actually is in danger. And I want to know who's in charge of all of this. That's what I'm waiting to see. I already said Brooklyn ends up telling Lulu that Max is in trouble. Bree said that she felt guilt because of Jason died because, she asked for his help and stuff like that. And meanwhile, he was alive, but he was trying to help Carla and stuff. Diane ends up telling Michael that it seemed premeditated that Michael had Tracy take Wiley away. So basically, Drew has a case. Excuse me. Basically, Drew has a case. Drew ends up telling Anna and 88 Turner about Michael attacking him, and he basically won't charge his press. He won't charge his press, and at the end of the episode, they were saying at the same time, Diane and 88 Turner and Anna were saying at the same time that they need a witness. And Drew mentioned Martin. And I said, he not finna get ready to help you. You don't sit up here and try to snitch. How you gonna try to snitch on him, on her helping him, when he your lawyer and trying to help your crooked tail? Trying to help your crooked tail. But yeah, what else? Let me see. Michael ends up, they was asking why he doesn't want, Willow to see the kids. And that's when he told about, Daisy. Spinelli ended up showing up to the hospital, and he was crying and upset, and he was saying he left Georgie at home with the kids and stuff like that, and he was asking, was he a bad father? I said, I'm glad he back. I'm ready to see scenes with him and Jason. Britt ends up telling Jason that she doesn't forgive him for what he did. Let me see what else. I already said Nina charged at Carly. She got thrown in the doggone water. Diane thinks they need to find someone who saw Drew talking to Wiley. They kept trying to, I don't know if it's called revive or resuscitate. Ain't that the same thing? I think that's the same thing. But they kept trying to get her. Lucas was working on her, stuff like that. I skipped the part where she was brought to the hospital and Felicia seen her, and everybody was, emotional and upset. Flora showed up with Brooklyn. But yeah, they kept trying to get her back or whatever, and she wasn't getting back. And I was like, wait a minute, I ain't seen none of. I know I seen them saying she's supposed to be returning in December. I ain't seen nothing about her dying. But yeah, they finally got her stable. So Lucas ends up updating them and stuff like that. So he was questioning them, asking if, had she eaten anything or drinking anything? What about the cream or whatever? And y'all know they had already showed the cream on the floor. I said, I've been telling you, how long I've been telling y'all it's this doggone cream. I wonder if he did it to all of them or just to the one Maxie was going to be using. If so, how did he know that she was going to use that specific one unless it's just one that was going to test out? I don't know, because they all was saying how they had already tested out the cream and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, he was trying to take her up out of there, but why? Is it because he wanted her out of there so she wouldn't go to the police? Is it because, he wanted to set up Sonny? Like, what? Why? Especially with him questioning James and stuff like that and realizing that Mac is connected to Maxie or whatever. What else? Yeah, I already said Lucas asked could it have been the cream. Lucy and them said they all used it, so Sewell. I was like, Sewell definitely did it. I said the witness gonna be Martin. That can contradict Drew's statement. Britt ends up calling. She told Jason to leave. She was saying how she don't need his help, but apparently he's still gonna be there because it looked like he was sitting on the couch once again when Jocelyn was peeping around the corner or whatever. But yeah, she ends up calling somebody after he left and said they have a problem and they need to, handle it. And y'all know that dude's supposed to go try to find he's supposed to have that weapon up on Josh. I said, now where is Vaughn gonna be? I don't know if he gonna be right there with her or what, but yeah. They was talking about whether or not they should leave, and she was like, Josh just so desperate. Once she Carly for real. Once they stick their minds. Once they put their mind to something, they don't change. They can't leave now or whatever, cause this and that. Y'all over here sleeping together, and these folks trying to take y'all up out of there. Y'all don't know who at the door. Y'all don't know who coming for y'all. They want to sit up here and lay in showers and stuff. Not lay in showers. Sit in showers and stuff. What the world going on? But yeah, I think that was everything, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time.